go to green and back in Martinsville. Rusty Wallace has just led the field around. First time back at full speed. Jimmy Johnson second, Dale Jarrett third, did not pit under this caution flag. Then Kevin Harvick fourth, and Kurt Busch fifth. Kyle was in the race yesterday, Kurt today. Yes. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, Terry Labonte, Jeff Burton, Ken Schrader make up your top 10. Jeff Gordon in 14th place.
Here comes Harvick, boy. He's going to get to the front pretty quick. I've got an idea here.
He just turned left going in turn 3 and drove on the inside of DJ in the 88 car and takes that spot away. But Kurt Busch trying to follow him through in that 97.
Chives in a little bit deeper.
Dale Jarrett did it last at 123.
Clear.
So that's about 60 lap pressure tires that Harvick and some of these other guys have.
He realizes he's going to lose some positions. 10 or 15 would be reasonable, but it would gain him some position if he can just hang on till the next caution flag and everybody pit. He'll pit with them. At Dale Jarrett in the 88 as Dale Earnhardt Jr. with the 8 gets on the inside.
Harvick getting alongside Jimmy Johnson.
Be for second place.
He was there, but Jimmy Johnson had a little bit better grip off the corner. Now he's going to take a look again. Not so much the advantage this time for Jimmy. Matt, what are they saying about Jimmy Johnson's car?
It's been a struggle all day, but it's been a horrible weekend for Jimmy Johnson. After running back-to-back top 10s here, they have just not been able to dial that race car in. Chad Knaus kept him out for track position. In fact, at one point this weekend, Wally, they had Jimmy go out and follow Jeff Gordon just to see if he can pick up anything to help that race car.
Jimmy finished 6th in this race last year. Was his best Martinsville finish. 9th. In the spring race this year, so a couple of top 10s in a row for the 4018 here. Asked you earlier in our Singular Wireless Race Talk poll, what kind of racing do you like most? The short tracks, the 1.5 mile, 2 mile intermediate tracks, or the Daytona Talladega super speedways? Pretty even split.
Yeah, I kind of felt like A and C would be swamped, that folks would like the Daytona Talladega races, but I'm glad to see that A short track got the most.
I think we needed a D in there for all of the above. I think it's one of the great things about Winston Cup racing is the variety of tracks and the variety of challenges that these drivers have to conquer to win a championship.
Terry Labonte.
It's 7th place he's working on Dale Jarrett.
Trying to take that spot.
Hard to believe all the success that Terry Labonte has had in NASCAR Winston Cup racing, a 22-time winner. He's never won here at Martinsville. He's finished 2nd 3 times, but he's never been able to just get that one more spot. Dale Jr. looking for 4th place and got it on Jimmy Johnson.
And Harvick has caught the 2-car Rusty Wallace, and he's going to take a look downstairs.
Those fresh tires, there's not much Rusty can do except say, go, big boy, I'm going to try to follow you, give me some tires on our next pit stop, and hopefully I'll be close enough to you I can do the same thing to you.
So new leader Kevin Harvick.
So just let him, if you got to let him go, get your rhythm, we'll be in good shape.
That's Billy Wilburn talking to Rusty Wallace.
As he told him earlier, we're going to have to do some things that we don't want to do to try to get this track position back after he was involved in that crash with Jimmy Spencer.
Kurt Busch on Rusty for 2nd. Tell you now, Kurt's hanging right with Kevin.
Yes, he is.
They've gotten away from Junior a little bit, but 97's hanging right with him. How about a check of the championship standings as they run? Matt Kenseth is way back in 22nd place. He pitted one more time than some of these other guys have. Pitted on that last caution as well. Dave, how about Matt Kenseth?
All right, 4 guys working on tires back here for Matt Kenseth. Didn't like that last set. Todd Millard leads his crew as a tire specialist. What they're doing is resizing, rechecking. They brought tires from somewhere that they weren't here before, making sure they have the best sets for Matt, doing everything they can not to try to have another set that he doesn't like.
So Matt Kenseth mired back in traffic now in 22nd place. Here is the race for 5th.
And we haven't talked too much about Tony Stewart, the winner last week at Charlotte, but in the 20 car, but he is fast. It looks like right now that Harvick, Busch, Stewart, Jr. pretty evenly matched.
Listen to this on Tony Stewart's month, the last 4 races. 3rd, 3rd, 4th, 1st. Up from 11th to 7th in the championship standings in that time. Something about this team late season. It's like when the leaves change color, the leaves turn to orange.
There you go.
Well, I don't know whatever it is, but boy, they really come on strong and finish each season so well. When Tony Stewart won the race here 3 years ago in the fall of 2000, he led 179 of the 500 laps for his win that day. Did you ever have in your racing careers just a part of the season that was yours?
I wish.
Off season.
Yeah.
Off season? Yeah. Yeah, too many easy lines there.
Trying to help you out.
Yeah. Got to make it a little more of a challenge, okay?
It has been unusual of the success that they've had in the second half the last 3 or 4 years of that 20 car. Look at this. Busch closes in on the back of Harvick.
Kurt's not yet led today. Started 13th.
Looks like Kurt gets in and just through the center a little bit better, but Kevin Harvick is getting out the corners a little bit better.
Kurt running a little bit lower there than Kevin was.
Kurt kind of goes down, lets the car slide up a little bit.
Junior trying to take over that 3rd spot from Rusty Wallace, and he will. A couple of laps ago, I checked the score monitor, and Junior in the 8 car running a little bit faster than Harvick or Kurt Busch.
Busch is trying.
And they're going to come up on a couple of slower cars pretty quickly here.
Oh,
Here he
check
goes.
this out. Man, he can drive that car in, can he?
Yeah, that car getting into the corner like dynamite.
So Kurt Busch out in front as we close in on halfway in the Subway 500. One of 6 different drivers who traded the lead today.
We welcome you back to the Martinsville Speedway in Southern Virginia. 217 laps of the Subway 500 are complete, and on this short track with 43 cars that started all trying to find room to race, we're going to attempt to get you through the field before something big happens. So let's start at the front of the field with the race leader, Kurt Busch. Came here, tested. Crew Chief Jimmy Fennig said they had a good test, got 4 tires and fuel, and that's all on their last stop. That helped them a lot because they'd only got 2 tires on their previous stop at lap 108. Right behind him, the 29 car of Kevin Harvick. Having a solid run, did not test here, has not said hardly anything on the radio, but I was reminded there are nearly 300 laps to go in this race. We're just taking our time. Marty?
Bill, the 3rd place man in the championship. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is in 3rd right now, trying to catch Kevin Harvick. A little bit tight to start this run. That's good news. They get looser the longer they run, and they're very good on these long runs, Matt.
Tony Stewart has climbed up the 4th looking for a 2nd Martinsville win. He hasn't said anything on the radio about those adjustments on that last stop to help the forward fight, Bill.
Rusty Wallace was leading on the restart, has fallen back to the 5th spot, but still the car's good. He's on older tires. Last stopped on lap 140. Winning ugly maybe for the 2. How about the 5, Dave?
It's better, Bill. No comment from Terry since he came in and took that air pressure out of the rear tires. Better grip, better car for Terry. Matt?
Remember, Jimmy Johnson stayed out on that last caution for track position, still holding steady in the top 10, currently 7th, battling a tight race car all day, a tight race car all weekend, Marty.
Jeff Burton started 21st, looking underneath. Jimmy Johnson for the 8th position, gets that position, not so quickly there. Car is coming around for Jeff. Had a rough start to the race. He says, calm down. We have a chance to win it if we stay in control. Bill?
Thank you, Marty. Right there in the 12 car, Ryan Newman started 8th, fell all the way back when he had that trouble, had to come in, get tires, get back out. Now looking inside the 99, trying to pick up positions, falls back in line. We check in on the 49.
Kenny Schrader holding steady also in the top 10. On the last stop, they took on 4 tires because the previous stop, Kenny took on 2. He didn't like that set of tires. No changes, though, on the last stop. In fact, at one point, Marty, he came on the radio and said to Beth Ann Morgenthau, the owner, if you stand up the whole race like you are going to be very tired at the end. And he rounds out the top 10 guys, Marty.
Matt, after the 19-second pit stop, Jeff Gordon restarted 16th. He's now trying to take 10th away from Ken Schrader. Says he has no forward bite right now, a little bit loose off the corners, Bill.
And right behind them, the 31 of Robbie Gordon. Remember, got food poisoning last night, had to take 2 liters of water. An IV this morning, did stop in the infield care center. I just asked Kevin Hamilton, his crew chief, how are things? I got a smile and a thumbs up. So I guess they're okay right now. Marty?
Bill, 3-time Martinsville winner Ricky Rudd in the 13th position right now. They asked him what was wrong with the car, and he said, it won't turn left. I think that's a problem here at Martinsville, considering there's no right-hand turns, Dave.
Problem for Bobby Labonte is it won't turn in the middle of the corner, and track position, biggest thing for them right now. Fatback McSwain very frustrated that he can't get the car through the field. Matt?
Mark Martin, 2-time winner in the 6 car, currently runs in 15th, started 23rd. They really haven't adjusted a lot on this race car all day. He's just been mired back in traffic. Dave?
17 car of Matt Kenseth. He restarted in 25th, has moved his way up to 22nd. Not a lot of commentary other than, please tell me where the leader is. Got to make sure I stay ahead of him.
And so that is through a chunk of the lead lap cars. Well, there are 33 of them.
And 97, the leader, is having some problems.
Yeah, everything that Kurt Busch worked for to try to put some distance between he and Kevin Harvick is gone because he ran up on slower cars.
And behind them, Jeff Burton, 99, and Jimmy Johnson, 48, racing for 7th. Ryan Newman in the mix there.
Oh, no, not 3 wide, Kurt. Please don't.
Oh, no, that's not going to work.
Okay, go ahead now.
Maybe it will work.
Kenny Wallace 2 laps down in 35th place after his troubles we saw earlier. Todd Bodine in the 54 was trying to stay on the end of the lead lap. He's in 33rd place.
Oh, that was a good move.
That was a great move by Kurt Busch. Just Trent Jr. goes into 2nd position, the 8 car. Harvick said, and down goes Kenny.
Right rear
Kenny
flag.
Wallace is spun.
Got a right rear tire flag.
The caution flag is out. Dave, something up with Matt Kenseth?
What a huge break for these guys. They think they have a left rear tire going flat. Very tight in the middle for Matt, a little bit loose off the corner. But he thinks he's got that left rear down. They may have had to stop under green, which would have been a big blow.
Wow. So a great break there.
He may have made some contact with someone with the left rear tire on the 17 car because, you know, these tires of Goodyear's have Goodyear in yellow, and you can see as the car goes around when they're all black and that yellow is gone, that means that we've made some contact with someone, and sometimes that does have a punctured tire when that happens.
I'm going to take some air all the way around, but it's too late. We're up the road here.
Here come the leaders, Dave.
Terry Labonte, no chassis adjustments on this car, just 4 tires and fuel. They'll get him on his way. Matt?
Tony Stewart already in. A track bar adjustment, 3/4 of a round as they come around to the left side.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. actually did not come down pit road, meant to come down pit road. He was upset on the radio. Jeff Gordon, however, in front of him, car a little bit loose. They go, or tight rather, upward and round on the track bar. 4 tires for Gordon.
And Jeff Gordon is too close to the wall. They're having trouble getting the left side up. The Jagman had to pump the thing 2 or 3 times, and that just cost him all kinds of time. Dave?
Costing time for Matt Kenseth was Casey Mears pitting right in front of him. Matt pitted at the front of his pit stall, Casey near the back. They had to push Matt back before they let him go forward.
As I said, these pits are tricky.
Very, very tight.
So all kinds of things happening here all at once. Kenny Wallace spinning out on the racetrack as Matt Kenseth thinks he might have a left rear tire going flat. We got guys who did not pit under the caution, including Kurt Busch, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Kevin Harvick. Bill?
These guys down here are furious, the leaders, about when the pits were open and when the flag was waving. Nobody, they claim, saw that the pits were open when the leaders actually went by the first time, claiming the flag came out too late, and the guys at the back of the field saw it before they did. They are livid down here.
Oh, man.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., BP, he is absolutely livid on the radio as well. He said the flag did not come out until after he passed pit road and passed the flag. He was very upset, talking to his team at first, then just venting his frustration on the radio about the leaders did not see the flag. He said their radio, the team told him everybody else around you is upset as well. And he said, I don't blame them, I am too.
Man,
Well, that puts him at a big disadvantage. Huge. Obviously.
There he is, and green flag, when he waves it, means it's okay to pit, but the question is, when did he wave it? If they wave it right now, those two cars can't see it.
Right.
And when the red flag with the yellow cross on it, the other flag that's there is out, that means pit road is closed and you're not supposed to make a pit stop.